right, welcome back. So this is the second part of the unit testing in Playground series. So in my prior video, I showed you how to unit test the very first feature, and that was to output a number. So in this video, I'll show you how I finish the rest. All right, so what's the next user case? It's multiples of 3. So given I start game, when I enter a number, then result is returned. So let's go ahead and write a test for that. So function test, and what does it say? Multiple of 3. So let's do of 3 should return fizz. Okay, so if I do st number equals 3, I'm going to assert equal, and when I do scut, system under test, start game, it should return fizz. And then go ahead and add my message. Should return fizz for multiple of 3. Let's save that. Okay, let's run it. Okay, we got a failure. So it failed out. Assert equal failed 3 is not equal to fizz, should return fizz for multiple of 3. And this is on line 30. And there it is, line 30. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix our start game to actually, return fizz. But we still need to make sure that it returns a number as well. So let's go ahead and work that. So what we need to do is we need if number is 3, so how would I determine if it's 3? It's pretty easy. What I'll do is I'm going to use a modulus 3. So number modulus 3 is going to be a 0. It's going to equal 0, would mean it's a multiple of 3. And if it is, then what I wanted to do is I wanted to return a string, and that string should be buzz or fizz. Fizz. So let's go ahead and save that. All right, let's play. Okay, so everything passed. There we go, I solved my problem. So then I have some test cases here. I have 9 and 123. So let's go ahead and add those test cases in here. Oopsie. A little too excited with the copying and pasting there. So copy, paste, and paste. Oops. Forgot to do the number. Okay, so I had 9, I believe, and 123, if I recall. Yes, 9 and 123. So let's go ahead and save this, and let's go ahead and run. All right, everything passed. Great. All right, let's work on the next one. What is our next one? Our next one is multiples of 5 return buzz. So let's go ahead and write this up. So test multiple of 5 should return buzz, and then do system under test number equals 5, do our xc assert equal, system under test, start game, should return buzz, And then our message is should return buzz for multiple of 5. Save that and run. And we got a failure, exactly what I expected. So that's the thing about testing. Basically the flow is you create the test, you get a failure, you get red, then you add the code, test it again to get green. And the fifth thing is your refactor, which I will show you in a minute because we're going to fix this. All right, so again, I need to say, okay, if number modulus 5 is equal to 0, then I need to return buzz. And this is just, so basically the whole idea of testing is just to get it right, kind of get an answer like right away. But it's getting pretty long and kind of convoluted, especially the more tests we add. So let's go ahead and look here, and we got no failures, which is awesome. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy, paste, and paste. And then what is my test cases? It's 5, 20, and 200. So 200 and 20, I believe it was. Yeah, 20 and 200. Great. So I'm going to save and I'm going to run. Okay, everything passed. That's awesome. All right, let's do the last one. So I believe it's multiple of 7 should return pop, I believe. Yeah. Go ahead and save that. All right, so multiples of 3 and 5 return buzz. Sorry. So I need to return, should return fizz buzz. I'm getting way ahead of myself. So 3 and 5 should return fizz buzz. So we're going to do SC, so system under test, SUT, number equals, so what is a multiple of 5 and 3? 15, right? So XCT assert equal, start the game, and it should return fizz buzz. And I'm just going to copy this because I'm lazy. Paste it here. 5, 3, and 5. But fizz there. Okay, save. All right, let us run this. All right, we got a failure. So let's go ahead and add some code here. And this is where it gets interesting because, see, I mean, I could do another if statement, do like if number modulus 3 equals 0 and number modulus 5 equals 0, and then return fizz buzz. But that's repeating myself, and I don't like repeating stuff. So I think this will be better served if I had a switch statement, because then I could just go through all the cases and it'll just output what it needs to output. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is where the refactoring part comes in. I mean, this is fine if I just had 3 and 5 and not added the combination of 3 and 5. Because at this point it's going to output fizz and then buzz, but not together. They're going to be separate. So, because yeah, right now what it's doing is it's outputting fizz and then it outputs buzz later. And that's not what I'm testing for, because what the user story says should happen is it should return fizz and buzz with a space. So let's go ahead and add that space in the test. It's still going to fail because I don't have it in anything set up. So let's go ahead and refactor. So I'm going to do a switch statement on number. And I can leave this here right now just to get kind of like an idea of what I want to do so that I don't forget what I need to do. All right, so with my switch statement, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the actual the evaluating of the number in this just before going into the cases. So I'm going to do a parameter here. So modulus 3 would be number mod 3 or modulus 3. And then I'm going to do mod 5, evaluate that number for 5. Okay, so my pattern is going to be, because this is two sets of parameters, then I need to also make sure that in my case it's looking at those two. So I'm going to do mod 3. And what the case should be is 0. Okay, so it should equal 0. And then mod 5, once it, it does modulus, the number modulus 5, it should also be 0. Okay, and if they're both 0, then what I want to return is my fizz buzz. Okay, and now I also need to create a couple more cases for these up here. So I'm going to do another case, and so for the first one, for fizz, what I need to do is mod 3 should equal 0, but what should mod 5 equal? It should be blank. So I'm going to just do an underscore. That's it. That's what it should equal. Plain and simple. And then if it's that, then it should return just fizz. And then I'm going to do the same thing for modulus 5. So case mod 3 should be blank. And then modulus 5 should be 0. I just realized I forgot to add the 5. All right, there we go. Remember to add that 5. And then return should be just buzz. And then now we can just enter string describing number if it just falls through those cases. So let's go ahead and do that. Do return. So returning the number is the default. Let's go ahead and save that. And now I don't necessarily need this anymore, so I should just go ahead and just delete it entirely. Okay, save. Oopsie, I did not mean to do that right there. All right, save. Everything should work out fine now. Oh, I forgot my colon. Don't forget your punctuation. It will yell at you. Okay, so when I run my test, it's going to go through all the tests again. If I messed up anywhere, it's going to tell me, because my prior tests turned out, they were all successful. So this is kind of like the refactoring part, where if you refactor, everything you've done before should pass. If it doesn't, you broke something. All right, so let's go ahead and test this. Oh my gosh, it works. Holy crappers. All right, so we got 4 tests and 0 failures. So that's a refactor, all right? And if you notice, it's way cleaner, right? So let's go ahead and keep going. So I've done my 5, I've done my 3. And now the next feature is actually adding multiples of 7 and then applying 3 and 7 and 5 and 7 and 3, 5 and 7 multiples. I think this is where I'm going to end this this video, because I can keep going on, but I feel like maybe this should be really great practice for you to work out the other tests. If you had any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you want to see the final result of all the tests and everything, you have to subscribe, first of all, to get notified. And if you actually want access to this code completely done with multiples of 7 included, sign up for my email mailing list and I will send that out to you ASAP. All right, keep coding on. Till next time. Bye.